I would like to welcome you all again to Swagatam India Next Destination Uttarakhand. To start today's event, may I please invite His Excellency Mr. C.B. George, Ambassador of India to Japan, to make his inaugural remarks.
Good afternoon, everybody. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to extend a warm welcome to you all to today's special event, Swagatam Next Destination Uttarakhand. Friends, we are celebrating the year of 2024 as India Japan Year of Tourism with the captivating theme of connecting Himalayas with Mount Fuji. This was announced during a meeting between Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi ji, and Honorable Prime Minister of Japan, His Excellency Mr. Kishida, in New Delhi in March 2023. Since then, we have been on a journey to promote tourism across India through our Swagatam India series. The Tourism Year 2024 celebrations are significant as we mark the 10th anniversary of India Japan Special Strategic and Global Partnership, which we signed in 2014. Dear friends, India, with its rich history, cultural heritage, and diverse landscapes, stands as an irresistible destination for travelers from all around the world. Our nation offers a wide range of attractions, ranging from historical monuments and pilgrimage sites to wildlife sanctuaries, hill stations, sea resorts, and venues for winter sports. India beckons tourists with diverse experiences, including cultural heritage, cruise nature, education, business, sports, rural, medical, and ecotourism. Today, I am very happy to participate in this presentation that we are doing on one of the most captivating state of Uttarakhand, a region of immense historical significance, cultural richness, and natural beauty waiting to be explored. Devbhoomi of Uttarakhand is truly blessed and aptly termed as simply heaven. It is nestled in the foothills of the Himalayas. The state has been blessed with abundant natural beauty, mountains, and forests. The fact that almost half of its geographical area is covered by dense forest makes it all the more remarkable. The state is sprawled across the mighty Himalayas, which house a unique flora and fauna, and pleasant climate, and a peaceful and serene environment. The major rivers of India, including the Ganges and the Yamuna, trace their origins to the many glaciers here. Snow covered mountain peaks like Nanda Devi, Badrinath, and Kamet offer stunning views, while the dense forests of oak, deodar, and pine leaves one in awe. Uttarakhand's helping and hardworking people are as diverse as its many natural features. Several indigenous tribes peacefully coexist, each keeping alive its own distinct culture. Beyond its unique tourism offerings, Uttarakhand, with its natural and cultural variety, is a gold mine of historians, trekking enthusiasts, yoga practitioners, anthropologists, naturalists, linguists, geologists. You name the discipline, and the state has something to offer. Dear friends, the state is a multifaceted destination, from being sacred and religious to the heaven for adventure activities with the rich biodiversity in its purest form. The geopolitical, cultural, and environmental diversity of Uttarakhand has positioned it as one of the most visited states in India. The state is also recognized as the yoga capital and is drawing the global interest in the ancient practices of healing such as Ayurveda and yoga. I extend a warm invitation to all our Japanese friends to visit Uttarakhand and experience the fascinating nature and traditions that make it an incredible destination. I want to express my profound gratitude to each one of you who have joined us today to make this event successful and look forward to fruitful discussions and presentations. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you very much, sir, for the inaugural remarks. Now we will be playing a video on Uttarakhand tourism. Uttarakhand tourism ni Suru video jo itashimasu. Thank you for the video. Hope you all enjoyed. Now, may I please invite Colonel Ashwini Pandey, Additional Chief Executive Officer, Adventure Uttarakhand Tourism Development Board, Government of Uttarakhand, to make a virtual presentation. Uttarakhand issue Adventure Uttarakhand Kanko Kaihasa Inkaino Colonel Ashwini Pandey, additional K.A. Second Sha Taisha Yori, virtual presentation o itadakimasu.
Yeah. Can you hear me loud and clear? Oh, thank you so much. First of all, konnichiwa, and I would like to extend my greetings to His Excellency Mr. Sebi George, who's the ambassador of India to Japan, and officers of the Embassy of India in Japan, and as well as the entire members of the Japan travel and tour operators and the people of the Indian diaspora who are present there. Thank you so much for giving us an opportunity to present the tourism plan about Uttarakhand and to showcase what Uttarakhand is all about, and to the Ministry of Tourism India for having the Swagatam series, so where we can showcase our state. I will just take you through the presentation. I am Colonel Ashwini Pundir. I am a serving Indian Army officer here on deputation. I handle adventure for the state of Uttarakhand. Along with me are my colleagues, I have the ACO Ecotourism, Dr. Harish Ratolia, who's from the Indian Railway Traffic Services, and Mr. Sumit Pant, who's our Director of Publicity. So just to start the presentations, I will just show you what the state profile is and the offerings of the state are in India. And so, ladies and gentlemen, in a nutshell, I'll just, as you see on the screen, the GDP of the state, the GSDP, is about 3.02 lakh crore, which was there in 2022-23. The net capita state domestic product is about 2,33,565 Indian rupees in 2022-23. Our USP is that the age group of 15 to 59, that is 61% of the Uttarakhand's population, they are in the working age, and we are ranked third in the literacy rate. We are promoting a lot of aromatic crops and a lot of agriculture which is there in the state, despite it being a hill state. Of course, we have a lot of exports from the districts of Udham Singh Nagar, Haridwar and Dehradun, which are our hinterland states, which are almost plain areas. So we have two regions distinct. One is the plain region, which is bounded by the high hills, and then going up to the really high hills of the Himalayas, which is almost about 7,000 to 8,000 meters in height. As His Excellency just mentioned, we have the yoga capital of the world at Rishikesh. We recently had an international yoga festival here with a huge influx of inbound traffic coming there. As per the National Crime Report, it's one of the safest states. We do not have issues of internal strife or the internal disturbances in this particular state. It's a hill state, and it is up north really of India, with borders with the Tibet Autonomous Region. In Haridwar, if you see, there are about 10.2 million annual tourists, which is a huge footfall. And the Char Dham, which is the most revered pilgrim circuit, where we have 4 destinations, that is 2 river-based, where the rivers start, that is the Yamuna River and the Ganga River. These 2 rivers are the lifeline of the northern region of India. And most of the agrarian, agricultural produce is supported by the waters of these rivers. In addition, as you are aware, both these rivers are highly revered, and we have the 2 dhams where people do visit. And then we have the Kedarnath shrine and the Badrinath shrine. This figure of 50 lakh annual visitors I am showing you, which was last year, and apparently this year it is supposed to reach about 80 lakhs. So that is the kind of influx we have here for the yatra, which is religious tourism. We also have about 3.6% of the total annual domestic tourist arrivals, and we are ranked 10th in this particular category. And as you see, we have almost about 45% forest cover, and 71% of the area is with forest. So it is a really verdant and a beautiful, lush area. Post-COVID, as you see, we have had a 150% bounce back. We are the 9th in ease of doing business and the most improved state, and of course, with 79% literacy rate. I just want to focus your attention on the strong recovery we've had post-COVID. As you see, post-2020, this 150% recovery is showcased in this particular slide here. And we are among the top in terms of tourism in amongst the Himalayan states. Main drivers are religious tourism, wellness tourism, and now adventure is emerging as one of the major drivers. So just on that note, I wish to tell you that we have the sole adventure wing in India. I raised it 3 years back, and we are getting wonderful results here. And then there is a locational advantage of the state of Uttarakhand, because it is very close to the Delhi NCR region. I'll just show you that here. And now as you see, this is the map of India, where the blue is the state of Uttarakhand, And as you see, the top northern region is the higher Himalayas, and we have the major peaks to be scaled. One of the best areas, about 177 top-notch mountains, peaks, a lot of trekking areas. But the locational advantage is that we are just about 4 hours drive, 4 to 4.5 from Delhi, and the NCR. And we have excellent rail connectivity uh, up to Dehradun, Rishikesh, Karnaprayag. We have new lines which are being completed. Actually, from the hinterland, that is from Dehradun, Rishikesh, Haridwar, these regions, we also have new projects which are taking you inwards. I would say about 100-150 kilometers inwards towards the areas of Uttarkashi, Rudraprayag, and Chamoli, where the dhams are located. We also have projects for 7 airstrips. Currently, there is one major airstrip at Dehradun, which is well connected to most of the regions in India, especially to Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Delhi, and all the major cities. And shortly, we will be starting flights to Nepal as well. Our region is also well known for helicopter connectivity, which is one of its kind in the Himalayan regions, because it has happened because of the helicopter ride to Char Dham, which is mainly Kedarnath, and there's a huge number of companies which are operating here, which we of course utilize for inter district connectivity. So we have flights virtually from Dehradun, Udham Singh Nagar, going up till all the areas of Pithoragarh, Chamoli, Rudraprayag, Uttarkashi, Tehri. They're all connected by helicopter services. Besides that, when we talk about quality of life, we have the major brands of all the hotels and the various chains of the major players which are there in Delhi and Mumbai who are operating here. Like you can see in the photograph, the Brew Estate, the Barbecue Nation, Starbucks, and recently we've had a lot of malls which have been coming up. So you get kind of modernity blended with the old world charm around here. And we have beautiful niche hospitality operators like the Ananda, which was the palace of our Maharaja Teri, the Jilling Terraces, Shakti 360, the Kumau. These are all very high and high value properties, which are comparable to one of the best standards in the world. Now, I will divide our key thematic areas. When you look at destination Uttarakhand, I would like to welcome all of you to come and experience Uttarakhand in its real form. So you will find, I just explained about spiritual tourism. There are a large number of temples around here, and there are also Ashokan edicts, and then of course we have adventure tourism, which is niche tourism, and is then about wildlife tourism, we have the Rajaji National Park, we have Gangotri National Park, we have the Corbett National Park, which is very famous, and there's a lot of tiger population. And besides that, I will dwell upon it a little later as well. Wellness tourism is very well known as because Uttarakhand is very high up on Ayurveda, and a lot of spiritual healing, a lot of healing in terms of Ayurvedic healing, all the like Patanjali and all these, they are here in this state, and they do offer you a very good experience of wellness tourism. And then, of course, we have ecotourism. My colleague here, Dr. Ratoli, is handling ecotourism as of now. It is basically, as we say, forest bathing. Shinrin Ryokyu is the term, apparently, I think it is there in Japanese, Shinrin Yoku. And then leisure tourism, which is, of course, growing at a very fast pace. We also have 2 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. We have, like I mentioned, 6 national parks, 7 wildlife sanctuaries, a lot of yoga, wellness. And in adventure, we have really done wonders in the last 3 years. We are the best adventure state in India as of now. We have the highest, we have the highest bungee jumping in India. We have a lot of whitewater rafting, a lot of paragliding and paramotoring, which is happening here. This is a snapshot of Nandaji. Yeah, so This is the Nanda Devi National Valley of Flowers, which is a UNESCO World Site. It is worth visiting. Then, of course, about the art, culture, and heritage, you can see that this region is very diverse, and yet it has got a lot of cultural heritage. One can see because these are the mountains where people actually live, and they in very high regions and very deep regions, and the state is quite vast. So, from the east to the west, if you see the expanse, we have a large number of cultural diversity which one can really experience. And these temples are really old because when they were made, uh, post that the yatras of various pilgrims have continued over there and they're preserved in that same manner which they were earlier. We also have a lot of village tourism, which is also a niche tourism going on. And if you understand the Himalayan region ecology and the patterns, you would understand that there were very little roads here, because of which the tourist movement has just started in recent few years. So you would be able to see all these pristine architecture and people living in their own areas and sort of pursuing what they were doing so many years earlier, which may have changed for a lot of regions in India. And people do like to come and see this. Chardham, I just told you, we are really experiencing it is Yatra season now, and we have a huge influx of tourists. They're mostly domestic tourists, but there's a lot of inbound traffic as well. I would request you to please explore this option of Chardham as well as other regions which are really as beautiful, as pristine as what this is. This is a snapshot of what you will see here once you come here. There are hamlets in the higher Himalayan regions. There are lakes. On to the left, you can see this is a man-made lake, a new destination which we are creating, which is the Terry Lake Complex. And onto the bottom portion to the left, you will see the pristine glacial lakes, which are very high up in the mountains. And it is believed that fairies visit these locations. And of course, it's the land of gods, so we always consider that they are gods who are coming down because these areas are really beautiful. We also have leisure and weekend tourism. We have a lot of weekend influx of tourists from the Delhi NCR region. Of course, people do fly in also for a weekend. And we have a lot of lake properties at Nainital, at Pinsar, and some really high altitude lakes which are there. They're very pristine. Adventure, like I told you, you can see this is a kaleidoscope of all the activities we have. We have the best homologated slope, which is the only one of its kind in India and Oli, where the international games can happen. We had SAF games here earlier back in 2011. And this is the only FIS homologated rated slope in India. We have one of the best and the biggest industry of rafting in Rishikesh, which is about a 32-kilometer stretch. We are increasing it. We have now about 14, 15 rivers where we have various patches for river rafting. Paragliding is emerging as a very beautiful industry. We have solo paragliding. We just recently had the Acro Festival where we'll show you a video on that shortly thereafter. And we have a huge concentration of bungee jumping in one spot, that is again Rishikesh, 4 bungee jumping spots here and one towards the further end, which is the 5th one. And we are coming up with the bungee jumping from the Terry Bridge, which is really beautiful. I'm sure in next 2 months, I'll be able to give you that. Trekking, ladies and gentlemen, is a very big business here. And we kind of have a huge number of treks and trails. There are low altitude and high altitude trails, which one can experience. And the Ministry of Tourism is coming up with a plan for a trans-Himalayan trail, which would be almost about 2,000 kilometers long on the lines of Appalachian Trail. Uttarakhand would be one of the areas which would form part of that trail. We are working on that. We also have a lot of ecotourism in terms of eco huts, resorts. This onto the lower bottom portion is the only floating huts which are on the Terry Lake available in India. And of course, we have a lot of these resorts which are beautifully located next to our pristine rivers. Onto the top left, you see the endangered species of snow leopard, for which either you can go to Ladakh, which is in Jammu and Kashmir, or we have in Uttarakhand. You can sight these snow leopards if you are lucky enough. Tiger, of course, we have safaris which are going on in Corbett National Park and Rajaji National Park. Rajaji National Park, incidentally, also hosts a large number of animals, especially the elephants which are there. And because primarily elephants are found in South India, but here you have a lot of these elephants in Rajaji National Parks. And of course, I told you about the uh, the flora part, which is the Valley of Flowers and such like bogyas. We call them bogyas. They are grasslands which bloom with indigenous flowers during the summer season. We also started some new ventures like going to the Adi Kailash and Om Parvat. Onto the top right, you see a mountain which has Om written on it. Can you see it? It's onto the top right. So you can actually see this mountain with our religious symbol of Om written on it, which is the old Vedic Hindu symbol of Om. And then onto the bottom, you can see Adi Kailash, which was supposed to be the abode of Lord Shiva before he moved out to Kailash, which is in the Tibet Autonomous Region. And we are offering you now helicopter tourism, especially during winters, and it's very beautiful to visit these locations by air, land, offer a little puja, and then you can go back. Thank you so much for offering us the opportunity to present Uttarakhand the way it is to you. We would be ready for any questions at the later stage. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Now we are going to present the well-known Uttarakhand artist, Miss Ridhima Bahuguna. She is Nitya Lankar in Bharatnatyam. She is also a trained dancer in Kathak and other Western forms. Suzuki Mashte, Ridhima, Suzuki Mashte wa Uttarakhand Shuna Chomena artisto Ridhima Bahuguna Sano Goshokai Shimas. Ridhima Sanva Bharatanatyam no Nitya Lankar des. Ridhima Sanva Kattakya Hokano Seyo no dance moshte. May we please have you on the stage, Miss Ridhima Bahuguna. May we please have the music?
फूलों की रंगों सोन चढ़ी नसुआ फूलों ममोन नसुआ पुन्नु की जुगनू छुट्टी पिन्यादी नसुआ पुन्नु को जुन नसुआ फूलों की रंगों सोन चढ़ी नसुआ फूलों ममोन Suba punno majiga chutin tinyari Suba punno kojon नौपटी घगरी मेरी डाले कुछ पे डोरा डाले कुछ पे डोरा चंदा जैसा मुखड़ा मेरा तू मेरा चकोरा तेरे फूलों की रंग उड़ी सोन चढ़ी तू मेरा भंवरा बावरा अंधेरी रातों में टिमटिमाता जुगनू है तो फूलों का जान मैं तेरा Radula malu saya monolo ya dugarata bija monolo 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 मैं सुबह फूलों की रंगों सोचड़ी तू सुबह फूलों का बोल तू सुबह फूलों की जुगनू टिम टिम यादी मैं सुबह फूलों को Rajuli bewalula
Thank you, Ms. Ridhima, for such a wonderful dance performance. To continue with our another dance performance, next may we please call on stage Miss Kiran Bhardwaj. The name of a group is Man Malang and the name of a performance for today is Kauti. Suzuki Mashte, Tsugino dance performance for Kiran Bhardwaj Karades. Group no namaeva Man Malang des. Kyo na performance no namaeva Matsuri des.
Panana देखो या तुझे रातों गली हरजी या तुझे रातों गली हरजी रतुला मालू सैया मुनलो सैनो रस पनो आज रात बुलबुल में सिको रात बड़ी सपने बड़ी रोया rajni rajal mahila khatu duryal smita tur hade bade anja tin pati pajure bade munacho amar milna bodare bage nata
Wow, that was an amazing dance performance. Thank you, Miss Kiran, for showing us such a wonderful dance. Next, we would like to felicitate today's performers by giving certificates followed by a group photo. May we please request our Minister Economics and Commerce, Ms. Devjani Chakravarti, to please be on the stage. And may I please request all the performers to please come on the stage. May we please have the performers on the stage, Ms. Ridhima Bahuguna and Ms. Kiran Bhardwaj. May I have Ms. Kiran on the stage, please? May I request the performers to please be on the stage for a group photograph? And may I also would like to invite Miss Indira Bhatt, President Uttarakhand, to please come on the stage. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. Next, we will have a video on Uttarakhand tourism.
is something alluring about the Himalayas. Perhaps these majestic mountains usher in a sense of adventure in people from around the globe. However, for Indians, the Himalayas are more than just a mighty mountain range. For Indians, it is a symbol of divine power. And a step into the Himalayas is something beyond a mere journey. It is a yatra, where these magnanimous mountains represent our emotions, our faith, and our beliefs. And cradled in the lap of these mighty Himalayas is an equally incredible and enthralling piece of land known as Uttarakhand. Welcome to Devbhoomi, the land of the gods, where temple bells ring in harmony, signifying victory of faith over fear, in this enchanting state that bears witness to India's rich cultural heritage. Uttarakhand, being a small yet picturesque state in North India, exuberates the richness of its captivating history, mythology, cultural diversity, its stunning landscapes, and its holy rivers. Renowned for its unique biodiversity, various types of forests are found spanning the region from the Himalayas to the plains of the Terai. The stunning silhouettes of oak, rhododendron, Himalayan cypress, deodar, and pine will definitely leave you in awe. It is believed that even Mahatma Gandhi was truly mesmerized by the beauty of Uttarakhand. In 1929, when he visited the hills of Kausani, the pristine beauty of the hill station made him term the place as the Switzerland of India. He even scripted his book Anasakti Yog over there, and that place has now been restored as a museum known as the Anasakti Ashram. Fast forward to India's independence in 1947, and the region became a part of the state of Uttar Pradesh. It was on November 9, 2000 that this Himalayan region got its independent identity as a separate state, thus becoming the 27th state of India with Dehradun as its capital. With an area of approximately 53,000 square kilometers, Uttarakhand comprises two major regions, namely Garhwal and Kumaon. Owing to its rich historical and cultural significance, Uttarakhand is home to some of the country's most prominent educational institutes, such as the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration, the Indian Military Academy, the Wildlife Institute of India, and the Forest Research Institute. Beyond the natural beauty of Uttarakhand lies its deep-rooted mythology, which has been a crucial part of its existence and cultural heritage. Mahabharata, one of the most revered Hindu scriptures, is believed to have been written on this holy land. According to another legend, Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati got married at the Triyugi Narayan temple situated in Rudraprayag, and it is believed that their wedding fire still burns there. Even the state flower, known as Brahma Kamal, is considered sacred. It is the flower that the Hindu god Lord Brahma, the creator of the universe, holds in his hand. However, any attempt to describe a region is incomplete without the mention of its people. The Paharis, as they are lovingly known, encompass their faith in traditional beliefs and customs which define their culture and the various festivals they celebrate, such as the feeding of crows during the festival of Ghukutia or seeking blessings from the gods on the festival of Pool Day. or expressing gratitude to Mother Nature while celebrating Harila. And one cannot forget the highly unique Butter Festival, where locals smear butter and milk on each other's faces, expressing gratitude to Mother Nature. These celebrations are often marked with melodious folk songs, such as Bajuband, which is an expression of emotions, or songs of the Basant that signify the end of winter and the beginning of spring, or Chapati, which is accompanied by a folk dance. And talking about folk dances, Jhora and Chanchari are dance forms that are unique to Uttarakhand, where men and women join hands and move in beautifully synchronized circular formations. Whereas Sarankar is another native dance that is usually performed at weddings, in which the dancers rhythmically waltz about with swords and shields in their hands. The description of the culture of Uttarakhand would still be incomplete without a mention of its cuisine, which is predominantly a fine blend of organically grown grains and vegetables, meaning the food may be simple but is meticulously chosen to not only delight the taste buds but to also make the most of the available resources. Now moving on to Uttarakhand's exhilarating adventure activities. Uttarakhand offers adventure enthusiasts plenty of options to get their adrenaline pumping, with activities such as bungee jumping, paragliding, whitewater rafting, canoeing, kayaking, skiing, and trekking. Continuing with thrilling experiences, it must be noted that Uttarakhand has some of the country's most notable national parks and wildlife sanctuaries, including India's first and arguably its most popular national park, the Jim Corbett National Park, which is famous for its Royal Bengal tigers, Asiatic elephants, sloth bears, spotted deers, otters, and many more exotic animals. The Nanda Devi National Park, which is known for its natural expanse and is home to rare animals like snow leopards and musk deers. Rajaji National Park, on the other hand, is best known for wild elephant sightings. And nature blooms in full glory at the Valley of Flowers, which is adorned by exotic flowers and is also home to some rare and amazing species like the flying squirrel, the Himalayan weasel, the red fox, and Himalayan monal, to name a few. However, the Gangotri National Park is probably the most pristine stretch of wilderness in the entire country, offering a landscape filled with coniferous forests, gorgeous meadows, and majestic glaciers. This national park gives you a glimpse of heaven on earth. Beyond all the exhilarating activities lies a peaceful stargazing experience where the pleasure of looking at a clear sky illuminated by twinkling stars is second to none. And to aid your stargazing experience even further, Nainital has one of the largest telescopes at the Aryabhat Research Institute of Observational Sciences, known as ARIES. And talking about Nainital, one must not forget the other popular leisure destinations established by the British, which are thronged by tourists even today. Some of these include Mussoorie, known as the Queen of the Hills, Rani Cape, renowned for its breathtaking vistas, and Abbot Mount, a picturesque hamlet adorned by fairy tale-like cottages. Some other visually stunning attractions in the state are Dehri Lake, Khirsu, Kharsali, Ganganani Springs, Chakori, and Munsiari. Moving ahead to the more surreal experience of spiritual wellness, one can head to places like Rishikesh, Chopta, Devprayag, Harsil, and Mukteshwar to rejuvenate and revitalize the mind, body, and soul. These destinations are now also adorned by luxurious wellness centers. Devbhoomi is quite an apt name for the state because of the numerous pilgrimage sites present in the region. One could head to the temples at Badrinath, dedicated to Lord Vishnu, the god of preservation; Kedarnath, dedicated to Lord Shiva, the god of destruction; Yamunotri, dedicated to goddess Yamuna; and Gangotri, dedicated to goddess Ganga. These four temples constitute the Char Dham Yatra, which is one of the most important Hindu pilgrimage circuits. Haridwar, on the other hand, will hypnotize you with the rhythmic chanting emanating from the temples along the banks of River Ganga. And one cannot talk about Haridwar without mentioning the Mahakumbh festival, a mass congregation of pilgrims who come to take a holy dip in the River Ganga once every 12 years. And it is considered to be the world's largest human gathering. There are hundreds of temples in the state, each having a more fascinating story than the other. For example, the Jageshwar Mahadev temple in Almora district. On the other hand, the 7th century Bhagnath temple in Bageshwar, also dedicated to Lord Shiva, is built in the traditional Nagra style of architecture. The Kartik Swami temple in Rudraprayag is dedicated to Lord Kartikeya, the son of Lord Shiva. Then there is the temple of Golu Devta, the god of justice in Chittai. The cave temples of Pandukoli are believed to have been the place where the Pandavas, the 5 heroic brothers of the Mahabharata, took shelter, and the Patal Bhuvaneshwar cave temples, where various Hindu deities have manifested themselves, is another awe-inspiring sacred space. One's imagination truly runs wild upon thinking about the true origins of all these fascinating temples. Interestingly, the state is not just home to mythological gods, but also human incarnation of gods, like Neem Karoli Baba. It was believed that he was an incarnation of Lord Hanuman and possessed magical powers that could heal the human race. It was this belief in his powers that drew eminent global personalities such as Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, Larry Page, Julia Roberts, and Daniel Goldman, among many others, to Genjidham Temple, which was considered to be Baba's abode and was established by him in the 1960s. Today, countless devotees pay a visit to Genjidham Temple to seek divine blessings. As we come to an end of this vivid description of Uttarakhand, words from the Rig Veda seem profoundly apt. There is no happiness for him who does not travel. The fortune of him who is sitting sits. It rises when he rises. It sleeps when he sleeps. It moves when he moves. Therefore, wander. And with this, we welcome you again to this enchanting, mystical, and magical land. We welcome you to Uttarakhand.
It was a beautiful video, worth learning many aspects of the culture and the state itself. With this, I would like to conclude today's event. We will have a networking session with refreshments at the foyer just outside this venue. We hope you will join us. これで本日のイベントを終了したいと思います。この会場のすぐ外にあるホヤで軽食とネットワーキングセッションを開催します。ぜひご参加ください。Thank you once again.